In this video, we're going to talk about how to reject and get rejected with love. And I would love to share with you everything until the end. So please watch this video until the end. And just a small parenthesis, my name is Mero and I'm the founder of Awakening Games, and I'm creating game shops because through this technique that I've created, which is a game, we remind people how to, through emotional simulation, right, how to become from within what we're wanting from our outer world, to grow through and from triggers, fill up our void, fill up our cup, and actually become the very reality we're aiming for. So if this content resonates with you, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and comment below. Find me on social media. Let's connect there too. And if there's anything that you would want specifically for content or courses, which I call game shops, let me know. Now, more on how to receive a rejection and give a rejection with love. So for this video, we're going to learn how to say no, either fully to a relationship or to a specific offer that somebody could have in relationship, and how to say no and how to receive a no, because basically if we're having trouble doing one, we're also having trouble receiving the other. So if we haven't healed through trauma, and we tend to take things personally from certain people, because you see, what we take personally is not going to be obvious to us. Sometimes, if somebody says no to us, we wouldn't care less. And if this specific person says no to us, it would hurt as if we were thrown out of our own house and we were left to die. Okay, so let's just be really honest here and see that if it's from a specific person that can trigger our rejection wound, we want to take this person into consideration. So specific person, right? Now, so because we have, associated, usually when we're attracted to somebody, we have really put this person on a pedestal, and now this person is very, very important to us. Why? Because this person is, in any moment, if we are getting triggered, we would need oxygen mask, and they would be the one to have to give it to us. So this person is, our potential savior, and because we put these people there, the specific person, they become our potential villain. And that leaves us in one position, in one seat, the seat of the victim, no matter what, until we wake up to what rejection really is and how to actually receive it and share it with love. Because you see, if we cannot be rejected and reject, then it is certain that we will never be accepted fully, right? Or we will never accept others fully. And this happens because if rejection is a problem and we don't want to experience it in our lives, that means we have put up a front and we are not in our authentic, we're not embodying our authentic version of self. Therefore, if we're not doing it, what is the mirror doing? It's mirroring the same back to us. So is it worth it? This is a question you could ask yourselves. Is it worth, not feeling the pain of rejection, either receiving rejection or giving it? Because we have associated narratives for both, that, it means that we're bad people if we do it, and that if others do it, they're bad. So is it worth keeping this front up and living in authentic relationships? Or is it worth to actually want to understand, bring in curiosity to what rejection feels like and really is, so that we can grow through it, right? And then become the version that we accept more and more. Because you see, if I know, the reason why we find rejection dangerous is because it means that I am in danger, the ego's in danger. I'm not wanted, I'm unloved, I'm shamed, I'm going to be, thrown out, abandoned, neglected, right? So because we've associated so much to rejection, we don't become curious to grow through and from it. So as long as we're not wanting rejection, either to receive it or to give it, then it means something dangerous. Now, the more we heal through our trauma by wanting to bring it that negative thinking of what is the worst case scenario, the worst nightmare, if I were to get rejected or reject another. What is the worst case scenario that could happen? Well, let's see. If I were to be rejected by another, I would, believe that I'm, especially if it's a person that I'm attracted to, a specific person, right? I would feel that there's nobody there to love me, because if that person doesn't love me, who can? That means that I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not important enough, I won't get attention, I won't have my cup filled, and I will get, I will actually visit my narrative, my worst case scenario narrative, where the feelings and emotions that will come up are really, really painful. Now, as long as I'm avoiding this experience, I'm not breaking through it. I'm not healing through it. And actually, I'm stuck. So let's say life is like a game that we have different stages. I'm going to be stuck on stage number 1. I'll never get to stage 4, to level 4 actually, of the game, or 5 or 8. You know what I mean? So if you look at life as a game, and you want to get to level 8, which is self-acceptance and being an authentic version of self, experiencing authentic and meaningful connections and relationships, we need to go through the lower stages or levels that are actually a bit, like the teachers, to actually grow through. So rejection is kind of that. So the better we deal with rejection, not by bypassing it, but actually allowing to feel through it when we are rejected, or we say we are, right? Because that's how we interpret it. Basically, somebody's just sharing their reality. It's a no. And if we take it personally, it will be rejection. If we actually allow to feel through it and grow through it, we will actually notice that it's not a rejection anymore. It's more of somebody's just showing us which direction they're going. So we're not going to go the same direction for now, maybe for good, maybe just for now. We're not agreeing. We're not wanting the same thing, right? Once we heal through, the processes of feeling whatever negativity comes up through being rejected. And once we heal through it, then we stop being, feeling fear about feeling rejected. And the more we embrace and accept the feelings of being rejected, the easier it becomes now to say no to others and to actually reject them. Because now we are allowing us to be our authentic selves, and guess what? We're allowing them to be their authentic selves. So when our goal becomes, the most important thing is that we become our authentic version of selves, then avoiding rejection is not the way. It's actually wanting it. Wanting to see where it comes up, when it comes up, and grow through it. And then when we grow through it, see if we meet each other there. So for a person who is in survival mindset, not wanting to be rejected or reject is number 1. For a person who's in the growth mindset and has chosen growth over survival, and this happens in stages. It's not a one-night thing, like one day I'm like this, the other day I'm different. Or maybe it could happen. We can never, be sure of anything. Everything is a possibility. So for the person that is in the growth mindset, the choice of wanting to feel through any uncomfortable emotions and feelings and see that negative thought pattern play out is more important, because through this process we're actually developing self-love and self-acceptance. So the more we are wanting to be present within our body through any uncomfortable emotions and feelings, we are choosing growth. The moment we do everything possible not to think any negative thoughts, experience negative emotions and feelings, we're doing everything possible to survive. So you could understand, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, I'm really, what I'm saying is that if we experience life in survival, life will mirror back to us how everybody else is defending themselves from us. And, this drama triangle is playing out in relationships. The moment we start choosing, day in, day out, survival over, growth over survival again and again and again, it becomes our constant state of being, then what the relationships we will be experiencing are ones that are embodying their authentic selves. There's going to be empathy, there's going to be compassion. So I want to ask you a question. Is it worth it? Is it worth to choose survival, not feeling rejection, and lose these authentic, the authentic version of ourselves, not being able to access and embody that, and therefore not experience those authentic and meaningful connections with others? Is it worth it? How about if it's okay to feel rejected and allow others to feel rejected? Because when we don't want to reject others, it's always a matter of control. It's not of love. We're not loving and kind if we don't want to reject another. We're just not wanting to hurt them, because if hurting them means that they can hurt us, that's what we're trying to avoid. We don't have the power to control how other people feel anyway. Whether they take what we're saying with love, or they take it personally, it has to do with their journey. And that could be a place where we can actually accept others to get angry or disappoint with us, or even if it meant that we would lose this person from our lives, or they would judge us, or they would actually recreate our worst case scenario, because sometimes when we're avoiding to get rejected or reject, we're actually avoiding a scenario that creates a specific pain. If we allow the worst case scenario to play out and not want to control it, we liberate ourselves through this process, and we also liberate others. So how about if from today onwards, being rejected and rejecting others meant that we gave ourselves and others the opportunity and space to choose authenticity over defense mechanisms, to choose meaningful and authentic relationships and growth mindset relationships over relationships that are stuck in survival? How about if this was our opportunity to choose growth over survival? And this is what rejection came here to reveal to us. How about that?